Streaming live on 10 Tampa Bay Plus, this is 10 Tampa Bay News This Morning.
All right, breaking news right now as we come on the air at 5 a.m. Day one of the travel nightmare snowballing across the country. This is a live look at TPA this morning where 18 flights are already canceled, 18 also delayed because of a government shutdown. The airport is one of 40 across the nation expected to ground flights starting today, right before the weekend in the busy holiday travel season. Thank you for joining us here on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. I'm Jamison Euler.
I'm Caitlin Lockerbie. Right now, you're looking at a map of all 40 major airports across our country right now where flights will be canceled by 10%. It is a move to relieve stress on air traffic controllers who have not been paid in nearly a month. Four of those airports are right here in Florida.
Yeah, and we are tracking this travel situation and the major federal court decision involving SNAP benefits that could impact thousands here in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, but first, let's head over to meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi with a weather impact alert that is planned for this weekend. Could impact your weekend plans.
That's right, yeah, and your weekend travel. The weather system that's going to bring us rain and storms Sunday night going to move across a huge portion of the lower 48. So you got to be checking those flights if you do have any travel plans anywhere from the southeast all the way up into the northeast and the Midwest. Sunday evening storms, our first weather impact, and near record cold on Tuesday. Here's that weather system already bringing rain to parts of the Great Lakes region. Here at home, it is a dry start to the day, partly to mostly cloudy skies. That disturbance that was out in the Gulf yesterday now moved over into the Atlantic, so we will overall have a drier day with, most importantly, a little more sunshine today as well. Temperatures very mild out the door in the low to mid 60s, 69 in Tampa, 68 in Clearwater, 65 in Odessa, 64 in Wesley Chapel, 67 in Sarasota, 59 in Brooksville. So along the Nature Coast, a light layer maybe not a bad idea. Again, partly to mostly cloudy today. We'll be in the low 80s by noon, a little warmer today with more sunshine. We're looking at temperatures anywhere between 82 to 85 degrees. Low end rain chance later this evening. Not a reason to cancel any plans. We're talking an isolated stray 10% chance for a shower. Humidity goes up this weekend. Rain chance goes up a little on Saturday ahead of that weather impact alert for Sunday evening storms now. An isolated storm could be on the strong side as well. More details on the weather impact alerts to come. That's in my full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Courtney. Taking you out to the roads this morning, our Sarah Rosario has the morning off, making some progress on this traffic impact alert for you, but it's still slow going. This is northbound on I-75 near Sun City Center right now. We're 2 lanes. You can see our block there. A pickup truck was overturned. They had pushed that out of the area, but you still see it is down to 1 lane right now. We're waiting for Highway Patrol to get back to us with some more information. This is a second view of the area. You can see just how backed up this is. Camera 2, backups for miles right now. So if your morning commute takes you through the area, here's our suggestion. You could take the College Avenue exit, which is right before the wreck, and get onto US 41, although expect delays there too, or US 301 to snake through it. Hopefully in the next few minutes, they will be making more progress in clearing that area, but it is going to take some time to get things back on track. More north in the Bay Area, I-4 and I-275, they are looking good for you right now, and our bridges, they're in green, which is good news this morning. Take traffic with you on the go by downloading our free 10 Tampa Bay app. Well, back to the impact the ongoing government shutdown is having on you this morning. We do have team coverage for you as the gridlock impacts airports and food benefits.
Yep. But first, let's head out to reporter Nick Valturo. He's at Tampa International Airport. We're starting today, Nick. The FAA is grounding flights not only at TPA, but all across the country.
Yeah, Jamison, Caitlin, good morning. Grounding flights at 40 airports across the country at most of those major airport hubs. And right here at TPA, just looking at the board right now, there is 18 cancellations along with 18 delays. So right now there's about 600 flights that come out of Tampa. They said it will wind up resulting in about 60 flights being impacted. Right now, we're already at 36 being impacted, and it's only 7 o'clock in the morning. So, of course, that's something they're keeping an eye on. And, of course, a lot of these passengers are bracing for some turbulence. Now, the FAA, of course, they called it a matter of safety. A lot of these air traffic controllers have been working without pay since the government shutdown began on October 1st. That's nearly 40 days ago. Many of them were working 6 days a week with mandatory overtime. So that's why about 60 flights a day could be disappearing from the departure board right here at TPA. And that's something they're really keeping an eye on. Passengers that we spoke with said some of them even booked earlier flights just to make sure that they were going to get to their flight on time, because the later you book, of course, in the day, the more your chances are that you'll be impacted on your flight. And of course, we know exactly this is going to be a busy time of year. We're only a few weeks for the holidays, so a lot of people are keeping a close eye on this and just seeing how long this drags out.
Yeah, Nick, 20 days out from Thanksgiving right now. I know a lot of people are booking for that and for the Christmas season, the winter season plans as well. So let's talk about the holidays right now, because that's what a lot of people are thinking about this morning too. We spoke with our correspondent Marcella out of DC earlier this morning, and she suggested booking through, not using a third party and booking directly through the airline. That's just one tip right now, because that is going to at least give you some more wiggle room. You can deal directly with the airline than that third party. That's just one suggestion ahead of the holidays.
Yeah, and you want to gobble up a deal, right? I mean, it is Thanksgiving after all. So if you do have an opportunity maybe to try to get one of those go direct from the one direct airport to the next. Of course, we know there's 40 airports that are impacted, and that always has a trickle down effect, especially at all these major airports. So one of the things you also can consider doing if you have a smaller airport nearby, say you're flying out to Newark, but Lehigh Valley Airport right there in Allentown, that's only about 45 minutes away. You can get a flight over there, maybe drive the extra distance. So of course there's always different ways to try to maneuver, but you got to keep a close eye on things. Make sure you're looking at those delays, those cancellations. Really just be flexible as the holiday season approaches. For right now, reporting live in Tampa, Nick Voltero to Tampa Bay News.
All right, Nick, and if your airline doesn't cancel your flight over the next few days or few weeks, consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
All right, this morning marks another big deadline across America. A judge ordered the Trump administration to fully fund SNAP benefits for November by today.
Yeah, but mixed messages are coming from the White House right now. Overnight, the vice president called the ruling absurd. Earlier this week, the president made a post on social media stating aid would only go out after Democrats vote to end the government shutdown, which of course has not happened. All while the press secretary says the administration will comply with the federal order. 10
Tampa Bay News reporter Christina Mendez joining us live in studio this morning. And Christina, 250,000 households in Tampa Bay, they rely on these benefits to get by, and you know they're going to be checking their accounts today, looking for those funds.
And look, families are already going one full week now without their benefits for the month of November. And that order requires the Trump administration to tap into a USDA contingency fund to load people's EBT cards. But now, like you said, it's really this wait and see situation, whether that will even happen today. So the judge granted a request from municipalities, nonprofits, to order the administration to provide food benefits, refusing to pause this decision, saying, quote, people have gone without for far too long. More than $4 billion in reserves would cover these benefits. But on Thursday, the Justice Department did appeal that judge's order. Vice President J.D. Vance weighed in on why.
In the midst of a shutdown, we can't have a federal court telling the president how he has to triage the situation.
There are many local resources still available to you to help fill in this gap. Feeding Tampa Bay, for example, expanded their emergency response distribution sites through November 15th. You can find when and where on our website. Live in the studio, Christina Mendez, 10 Tampa Bay News.
All right, thanks, Christina. On this day 38 now of the government shutdown, Senate Republicans are attempting a new legislative strategy, and another vote is planned in just hours, hoping to convince moderate Democrats to advance a funding bill. The plan would amend the House-passed resolution to include long-term spending bills and an extension of funding beyond the fast-approaching November 21st deadline. But right now, with House Speaker Mike Johnson unwilling to guarantee a vote on extending key health care subsidies, which Democrats have held steady on, it remains unclear if the GOP can secure the 60 votes needed to break this stalemate. Now, we know this shutdown is impacting so many aspects of your daily life. There are resources right now. Christina talked a little bit about some of them, food distributions and restaurants offering free meals to pet shelters offering free services. We have all of that information for you right now posted on 10tampabaynews.com.
Well, this morning, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer wide receiver Antonio Brown is sitting in a New Jersey jail cell waiting to be extradited to Florida. This after U.S. Marshals arrested him in Dubai on an attempted murder charge. It stems from a shooting after a celebrity boxing event in Miami. According to an arrest warrant, Brown is accused of grabbing a handgun from a security staffer after the match before firing 2 shots at the man who he scuffled with just moments earlier. The victim told investigators one of the bullets grazed his neck. Brown was an all-pro wide receiver. He spent 12 years in the NFL. He won a Super Bowl with the Bucs. And then was the last time he played with the team was in 2021 before this infamous meltdown in the third quarter of a game against the Jets when Brown took off his pads and then stormed off the field. Brown hasn't played a down in the NFL since. Brown, in his final post on social media as the news broke here on 10 Tampa Bay, says that he's handing over the keys to his social media pages while he goes through his fight for his innocence. As he put it here, happy to showcase love and entertainment. All love and respect to everyone for the support. #FreeAB. We'll continue to follow this story for the latest updates on air and online at 10tampabay.com.
Well, St. Pete Beach is a local favorite, so how would you feel about paying $1 to visit it? Reaction is coming in this morning after the mayor floated the toll idea to raise money for infrastructure upgrades out there. He says his motivation is the dire condition of the city's wastewater and stormwater assets, which have been neglected for decades. One of the projects is replacing the pipes and pumps that take sewer water off the island.
The city needs roughly $200 million to bring our infrastructure up to good functioning condition.
But a local shop owner we spoke to says any plan that charges tourists right now who are coming to his business is a non-starter.
I'm a business owner here. I need people to come here and for it to be a comfortable experience.
Well, the mayor brought up the idea in a board meeting and plans to have more details to present at a meeting in January.
Well, right now, a grieving Tampa family is asking city leaders to take another look at the crash that killed 20-year-old Ishmael Koss. He was struck by a dump truck while placing a college hunks hauling junk sign along North 50th Street near MLK Boulevard. Tampa police say the driver was cited for careless driving, resulting in death, but the family says the penalty falls short of justice. And they want stronger accountability and safety measures. City council members say they cannot comment on this case directly, but acknowledge concerns about safety and the risks tied to roadside sign placement.
Infuriating just to know that someone could go and, kill 2 people and walk away with a $1,000 fine.
Don't do anything that would compromise your safety, because it's a snipe sign is not worth your life or the life of a loved one. My heart goes out to that family.
We need to have a better system to have these companies held accountable.
10 Tampa Bay News spoke to the family's attorney, who says they are suing Koss's employer, College Hunks. We called the moving company twice for comment. We are still waiting to hear back.
Right now, we're 20 days out from Thanksgiving, and turkey numbers, they're down right now. The U.S. turkey flock is at its lowest level in nearly 40 years, with about 195 million birds. As we've been telling you, that's low supply means higher prices. The USDA expects wholesale turkey costs to be 40% higher than last year. Despite the drop, experts say there shouldn't be a major turkey shortage for the holiday season.
Well, coming up here on 10 Tampa Bay Plus, the holiday season is now ramping up.
Yeah, this is a sign of it. In 10 minutes, 'tis the season for tinsel. The giant Christmas tree on its way to Rockefeller Center.
Always so fun to watch. All right, we're also watching the forecast for you, of course. 2 weather impact alerts on the horizon. One this weekend, looks like Sunday evening. Storms start to roll in ahead of that near record cold on Tuesday. I'll time out the rain and storms for you. Take a look at that full weekend forecast and, of course, talk about how cold it will be next week. That's in just a few minutes.
One thing I noticed is that when Chuck joined me, he challenged me.
You're going to be late.
Not as late as you. It's a natural thing between brothers, pushing each other.
Hey, it's one-upmanship. It's good for us, and it's good for our clients.
It doesn't get more fairer than that.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
Welcome back this morning. 10 Tampa Bay is pausing for pets, helping local adoptable animals find forever homes. And from Tampa, meet Nala, too, with the cutie ears there. The shelter says she's a gentle girl who may be a little shy at first, but she warms up, and look at that smile. She's got a loyal personality, too, apparently. She enjoys calm, cozy environments, so keep that in mind. Nala, too, also potty and crate trained. Both good things, making her an easy addition. You can adopt her at the Humane Society of Tampa, open Monday to Sunday, starting at 8:30.
I love a Nala. That was my first dog's name growing up. How sweet.
Nala, too.
Nala, too. See? It's a 2 in so many ways. Very sweet. All right, everyone, let's talk about the forecast because we have quite a few changes. We were talking yesterday about how quite a roller coaster of weather is on the way. Yeah, you just got to hold on tight. First weather impact alert now for Sunday evening between about 6 and 11 for rain and storms. So you will want the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app because we will have the potential for maybe an isolated strong storm. We don't have any kind of organized severe threat, but just because of the nature of the environment ahead of that cold front, can't completely rule out an isolated strong storm, especially north of Tampa. So the 10 Tampa Bay Plus app will keep you connected to that as that front moves in. Then, of course, it's all about the cold. That cold Canadian Arctic air takes over the eastern half of the country, knocks on our door, really starting Monday, but it really settles in on Tuesday morning. Satellite and radar quiet across the area right now. That disturbance that was out in the Gulf yesterday now is pushed onto the opposite coast. So we are seeing more sunshine this morning. Take a look at that. Isn't that refreshing after quite a cloudy day yesterday? Nice and calm on the water as well. 64 degrees in Clearwater Beach. Nice and mild morning out there. And temperatures north of town are in the upper 50s still. So Brooksville, Homosassa wouldn't be a bad idea to grab a light layer. Otherwise, across the Bay Area and areas south, low to mid 60s, closer to 70 in Tampa and St. Pete right now. So no need for any layers. And you definitely won't need them this afternoon with more sunshine. High temperatures today warming into the low to mid 80s. So it will be a warmer day today. A high of 84 expected in the city of Tampa. An isolated storm is still possible today. Our wind is going to start to shift onshore tonight. Maybe a stray 10% chance. Isolated storm at best this afternoon, mainly along and south of I-4. Definitely not a reason to cancel any plans you have tonight. Now, our humidity is going to continue to climb into the weekend. It isn't going to feel fall-like this weekend. It's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. And then the humidity takes a nosedive into next week behind our cold front. So with the moisture in place, we will have the chance for some sea breeze storms. Our wind is going to start to shift onshore. So naturally, we'll go back into a typical Florida summer pattern where we'll have a few storms develop along the coast, although I know we're technically in fall, but you know what I mean. A few storms will develop along the coast around lunchtime and then push inland between about 3 and 5 p.m. So if you did have any beach plans tomorrow, clearly it's not going to be a washout, but just keep your eyes to the skies as early afternoon storms will be possible. And then Sunday, We look mostly dry during the day. Great news if you had any plans to go to the Bucks game on Sunday. Maybe a few spotty afternoon storms, that again, as that onshore flow comes in. The bigger storm chance comes along our cold front Sunday night. Here's a look at 5:30. And I think if you live north of Tampa, we're still going to have plenty of daytime heating to work with here, plenty of moisture. An isolated strong storm with some gusty wind upwards of 40 to 50 miles per hour will be possible. Even some heavy downpours, which we need the rain. That front then moves into the Bay Area and into places like Pasco and Hernando County, Pinellas County by around 8 o'clock, and sinks south of I-4 around 11. And as that front sinks south and we lose daytime heating, that potential for a strong storm definitely decreases. Now, going into the week, we have a little bit of a backwards forecast on Monday. Our high temperature is actually going to be hit around 2 a.m. and then we cool off through the day. Most of the day Monday will be in the 60s and it's going to be windy, so it's going to feel even cooler. Definitely a big time chill in the air on Monday. Ahead of our weather impact alert for Tuesday morning, still looking at low 40s in Tampa, 30s north of town, and it will feel more like the upper 20s to low 30s. So if you're going to any Veterans Day events Tuesday morning, just make sure that you are bundled up, and really for the entire day Tuesday. Getting out on the water today, light chop on the bay for that marine forecast. Seas at about a foot. 7-day will show you warm and mostly dry today and tomorrow ahead of those evening storms on Sunday. That's our weather impact alert. Then we cool down start of the week, waking up to a cold morning Tuesday with highs only in the low 60s. We'll rebound back into the low to mid 70s by the middle of next week.
All right, thanks, Courtney. Staying on top of this traffic impact alert for you this morning for your morning commute, where we are making progress slow and steady to clean up this wreck here. But you can see lanes are still slow going. 2 lanes are open now. Looks like they're moving into the 3rd as well, but it is slow going in this area. Northbound I-75 near Sun City Center, a pickup truck, it overturned there. They have gotten that onto the tow truck at this point and are moving fast to clear this up, but traffic's not moving fast at the moment. We're still waiting to get some more information from Highway Patrol. Now, this is also the inner block closed here. Traffic maps showing you just how bad this backup is. The suggestion is take College Avenue, the exit right before the wreck, get onto US 41 if your commute takes you through the area, or US 301 to snake your way through it, but expect some slowdowns in those areas too. Hopefully in the next few minutes, all lanes will be back open. More north in the Bay Area, I-4 and I-275, they are looking good, and your bridges, the drive times are in green right now. A little better news here than snarled traffic getting into the holiday spirit, although I bet this is going to slow down traffic in New York, if you can imagine seeing this roll down the highway. The 2025 Rockefeller Christmas tree is on its way to New York City, set to arrive in the plaza there tomorrow. Crews cut down the 75-foot tall Norway spruce Thursday in East Greenbush, New York, about 150 miles from Rockefeller Center. The tree is about 75 years old and weighs about 11 tons. Judy Russ, who donated it, says that she's happy people from all across the world will get to see her family's tree.
My son and I went to visit the tree last year, and that kind of got the wheels turning that maybe we have something big here.
The tree is going to be decorated with more than 50,000 lights and then crowned with a 9-foot crystal star. The tree lighting set for December 3rd. Roughly 125 million people visit the Rockefeller Christmas tree each and every year. I'm usually one of them, making it one of New York City's most popular attractions. Always a family favorite. Well, there's new hope this morning for people who are living with advanced breast cancer. In just 2 minutes, we're going to tell you about the study that's finding improving survival rates.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
I was driving when an 18-wheeler turned in front of me. I locked up my brakes, bam, slid dead into the truck. Bloody and hurt, I was loaded into an ambulance, and that's when I put out my phone and called attorney Dan Newton. Dan jumped right on it. He was in my corner the whole way. He fought the fight from beginning to end and got me $1 million.
Involved in a car accident? Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Dan, your awesome team deserves 6 stars. Thank you for winning my case.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Familiarize yourself with where your water shutoff valve is located. If backflow prevention devices are installed, get them tested annually.
Those are some great tips.
and Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy.
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
7:24 the time now. Let's get a look at what's making headlines in your health news. This is some good news. New treatments are allowing people who have advanced breast cancer to live longer than they did 15 years ago. A study of more than 60,000 patients with metastatic breast cancer here in the U.S. found the average survival time has increased 6 to 7 months. Doctors credit more effective treatments and improvements in diagnosis and quality of care. And gentlemen, listen to this. More than a third of men say they'd rather be stuck in traffic or even worse, watch their favorite sports team lose than talk about their prostate health. An Orlando health survey shows that's even though prostate enlargement affects 60% of men who are 60 and older. 38% of men said they'd rather endure stressful situations than talk about prostate health. Researchers stress the reluctance to address prostate health leads to delayed diagnosis and treatment. So talk to the men in your life. Well, if you're planning to travel this holiday season, pack that patience. Coming up at 7:30, we're talking live with experts at the Weather Channel about what the current conditions could mean for those holiday plans.
Streaming live on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. This is 10 Tampa Bay News This Morning.
Good Friday morning to you. I'm Caitlin Lockerbie. Do you remember AB? This morning, former Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Antonio Brown is in a New Jersey jail waiting to be extradited right here to Florida. He was arrested in Dubai on an attempted murder charge stemming from a shooting after a celebrity boxing event in Miami where a bullet grazed a security worker's neck. Brown has not played in the NFL since 2021. Right now, flight disruptions, they are slamming TPA and airports nationwide. A live look here in our own backyard at Tampa International. 18 flights are canceled, 18 delayed this morning. TPA says about 10% of flights will be canceled as part of a national effort to relieve stressed air traffic workers who haven't been paid in weeks. We're live right now on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. We're going to have team coverage for you there on the impact to our area and more in just minutes. Let's get a check of your forecast. We have a weather impact alert over the weekend that could impact you as well.
That's right. Yeah, Sunday is when we're watching for. I'll take you through the timing of that here shortly. 84 degrees today, low end spotty chance for a shower or storm this afternoon. Thankfully, more sunshine today, which is good after that dreary day yesterday. Tomorrow, to kick off the weekend, dry start. A few isolated sea breeze storms could develop along the coast early afternoon, then push inland between about 3 and 5 p.m. Rain coverage at about 30% tomorrow. And then Sunday, the day stays mostly dry, but around 5 or 6 o'clock, storms move in along the Nature Coast, push into the Bay Area around 8 p.m. So as you're winding down for the day, isolated strong storm is possible. And then, of course, the big cool down Tuesday, waking up in the upper 30s to low 40s with highs only in the low 60s.
I was involved in a very bad car accident. Called attorney Dan Newland, and it was like 1, 2, 3. Dan really got it done for me. At the end of my case, he got me $525,000.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan, for winning my case.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Welcome back to 10 Tampa Bay Plus. We're continuing to stay on top of breaking news for you this morning in Washington, D.C., as right now there's a new effort to reopen the government. But first, we do have a weather impact alert that could impact your weekend. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay Plus this morning. I'm Caitlin Lockerbane.
And good morning. I'm Jameson Euler. Time right now 7:30. We're keeping an eye on the roads for you as well. And the big board out at TPA is flight cancellations and delays there are already mounting this morning. And at airports across the U.S., more on that in just minutes.
Yeah, as we get closer to the busy holiday travel season, millions of Americans getting ready to hit the roads and take to the skies. But before you pack your bags, you got to check the forecast, right?
Yep.
Always the first thing to do. Could impact way more than just what you put in your bag.
Yeah, weather is one of the biggest factors behind travel delays, and this year conditions could be especially challenging. Justin Michaels from the Weather Channel joining us live from Detroit this morning. Justin, first let's start with the overall outlook. What kind of weather patterns are we expected to see as we head into this busy holiday travel season?
Well, Caitlin, Jameson, we're getting ready for the winter weather to kick off. In fact, just this weekend, we've got some coming through the upper Midwest and eventually getting into the Northeast. So that means it's going to be headaches all around. I've got one more headache for you. I just looked at the misery map and all the flight-aware cancellations and delays. Right now, across the United States, to, through, or from the U.S., either domestically or internationally, we're at 600 delays. More than 800 cancellations already today. So, if you are traveling to, through, or from the United States or around the United States, be checking with your airlines because you may not be doing that today, or you might be doing it on a very delayed status. And of course, it's not just the weather. We also have that 10% reduction from the government shutdown that the FAA is going to be imposing over the next several days. So it really is turning into truly a perfect storm of issues, whether it is because of the shutdown and that 10% reduction in flight operations at the 40 biggest hubs across the country, and you factor weather in on top of all of that. If the government shutdown wasn't bad enough, the weather was already going to be bad. So here in Detroit, this is one of the impacted 40 major metro areas dealing with the cancellations that are going to be impacted by that government shutdown, but also weather. And in fact, at some point, you can see the clouds behind me. At some point, maybe while I'm live here with you on WTSP, we could be feeling the impacts of the rain that's going to be kicking in over the next several hours. And then over the next several days here in the upper Midwest, we're going to be dealing with snow, a couple inches of snow. And then we've also got lake effect snow kicking in for points east of here as we go into the weekend and the beginning of next week. So remember, we've got major hubs in the northern tier of the United States. I know you guys are going to be dealing with weather down there in Florida coming up towards the end of the weekend, but in the Northeast, you've got all the New York airports, you've got Boston, you've got Philadelphia, you've got the Mid-Atlantic airports, you've got Detroit, you've got Minneapolis, you've got all these airports, and all of them are impacted by the shutdown, and all of them also impacted by the incoming weather over the next several days. And guys, we also have to look ahead towards going home to grandma's house in a couple weeks for Thanksgiving. How much longer will all this go? We know the weather is going to be impacting eventually as well. So it's going to be a mess, a perfect storm. Pack your patience, like they always say. Get to the airport early and just keep a smile. That's all you can do, right?
I was just going to say
Caitlin
that
Jamison into you.
It kind of feels that way, right, Justin? We see you're bundled up there. You're in Detroit. You're kind of a stranger to the gloves and the turtlenecks here in Florida. We only get those cold snaps that come. But keeping that in mind, I think sometimes we forget how cold it is in other areas and that they are seeing snow. But a lot of us are booking for the holidays that are fast approaching right now. So what are the tips in terms of weather right now that we should keep in mind? Already we know that the cancellations from the FAA are going to be impacting us tremendously. But when it comes to the weather, what are the tips earlier in the day? Are there areas that we should avoid trying to travel through if we can? If we could get maybe a direct flight, what do we want to avoid?
Sure. I mean, well, I'll tell you what, pay attention to the weather, of course. I know your meteorologists there in Tampa are the best in the business when it comes to following the weather. So be paying attention to that, but also remember adding extra time. I know it's a pain to get to the airport early, but getting there early will lessen the stress level for you. Even if you get there and you're dealing with a delay or a cancellation eventually, at least you're kind of in their system. I know with the Weather Channel, we travel all across the country a lot, and we're all altering our normal operating procedure on getting to the airport early because it just, with all the issues and with the weather, it's going to be longer times to get through. Remember, with the government shutdown, you're dealing with TSA issues, you're dealing with other federally employed people at the airport who are all going without paychecks right now. So there's a lot of issues that are presenting. So like I said earlier, a perfect storm of issues, but when you can give yourself the extra time, it'll make your life a lot easier. Check with your airlines. And like I said already, looking at that misery map going across the country right now, more than 820 cancellations already today. If that's a forecast for what we're looking at as we go through the next several days or weeks or even, well, let's hope it's not months, it's going to be a bit of a pain. So also, hey, check trains and other automobiles, planes, trains, and automobiles, right? Check other means of transportation.
Great Thanksgiving.
I think we all have to get through this together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it would probably be fun to travel cross country with Del Griffith, you know?
I don't know.
It'd be interesting to see if we could get there with John Candy. Why not? Absolutely. All right, Justin Michaels joining us from the Weather Channel this morning. Some really great advice there, Justin. Certainly appreciate that. And he's all bundled up, and I'm going to tell you what, next Tuesday,
we probably look like that too.
We're going to look like that too.
You know, we're saying, man, must not be great to be you bundled up, but guess what? We're going to be there next Tuesday. Here's that weather system that he was talking about moving into the Midwest. Already snow in parts of Canada. This low here is going to wrap around that moisture and push it across the Midwest and the Great Lakes, bringing that lake effect snow, impacting many major airports. Of course, this front also going to move into the southeast, impacting a huge hub in the city of Atlanta as well that has a lot of connecting flights. And you know how that works, the domino effect. Once one gets delayed, it just continues and continues. So yeah, really great advice there. Just keep checking with your airlines and maybe consider some other form of transportation. Nothing like a good road trip with all the road trip games, right? All right, let's talk about the forecast here at home as we wait for 2 weather impact alerts on Sunday because of the rain and storms on the way. And then Tuesday for the cold, we are nice and dry. It is mild out there. Enjoy these temperatures. Our high temperatures are going to be here on Monday. 60s across the area, 69 in Tampa, 66 in Dunedin and in Plant City, 60 in Brooksville, 67 down in Sarasota. You want to get outside, maybe play a round of golf today? Why not? It's going to be nice and warm. You'll notice it's a little more muggy today, not feeling quite as fall-like as it had earlier in the week. Low 70s at 9, upper 70s at 11, 2 o'clock we're in the low 80s, and we will see more sunshine today, which will be refreshing after the really cloudy and kind of gloomy day we had yesterday. Changes for the weekend, of course, not only the weather impact alert for evening storms Sunday, but a few storms even possible Saturday afternoon. I'll time everything out hour by hour for you and have more details on the cold air incoming in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Courtney. We just heard from the Weather Channel here about that holiday travel nightmare that could be brewing. So as he said, Justin told us, pack your patience. We're all going to have to do that if you're traveling in the coming days and weeks. TPA, at last check, 18 cancellations this morning, 18 delays matching that. TPA says roughly 60 flights are going to be canceled daily as they deal with the FAA cancellations.
Yeah, and right now, take a look at this map. Every red dot you see here is one of those 40 major airports across the country, including TPA, that saw a 10% reduction in flights, canceling all those flights.
Yeah, 4 here in Florida, and then you can't even start to count them up in the Northeast area.
They were saying O'Hare was like 40 canceled flights already today. JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, right around that same range as well. So.
Right, so the snowball effect is on. It's a move to relieve the stress here, though, on the workers who have not seen a paycheck in weeks. So we're going to continue our team coverage for you right now. 10 Tampa Bay News reporter Nick Valturo, he is joining us live from Tampa International Airport this morning with what it means for your weekend flights and for the future holiday travel plans. You've been talking to passengers there, Nick. What's the temperature right now?
The temperature, Caitlin, is definitely buckling up for some turbulence because, of course, scaling back flights is going to have a trickle-down effect, and we're seeing it right now. Right this moment at TPA, we're seeing 20 delays, 18 cancellations. Now, we know there's about 600 flights daily out of TPA. They expected about 60 flights to be impacted. That is already close to that number, 38 impacted flights so far. So I'm here with Kayla. She's going to Virginia, and you are, of course, keeping a close eye on this and watching as you knew that these airports were going to be scaling back flights.
Yeah. So I originally had a flight at 11 today, and then I moved to a 9 a.m. one because I saw that all the flights were being canceled and everything that's going on in the airports right now.
You know, and you're from the D.C. area, so as you see what's going on at Reagan Airport and where you're flying in Virginia, obviously that's something you've got to keep a close eye on, especially with the holidays coming up.
Yeah. I feel like going into D.C., that played a big part on changing my flight as well because, I mean, that's one of the airports that's getting impacted.
Yeah, and of course when you saw this, like, you know, it's something you plan for, you switch your flight. When did you switch your flight?
Yesterday morning when I realized there was an earlier one, I was like, let me get on. I heard all the ones that are getting canceled are in the evening. So I was like, let me just get there early, get the flight over with, and hope that there's no cancellation.
And I've seen you checking your phone constantly as you see those boards starting to get a little bit more red. Yeah. You've been looking at the phone constantly, checking that out. And of course, right now, it's 9 o'clock flight, still on time though.
Yeah, luckily it's still on time. We're still going back to Virginia.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Kayla. But that's what you said. You want to gauge the temperature of these passengers. And, of course, as they're trying to get to their destination, it's something a lot of them are watching. A few passengers told us they're also looking at those earlier flights. They changed their flights from last night to today, just trying to get on an earlier flight because, you know, as long as that keeps backing up and that log jam starts, the less your chances are of getting home.
A smart tip there, Nick, for sure. Just moments ago, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, he spoke about why the FAA decided to cut back on these flights. And he says the decision, it all comes down to one thing, which is keeping you, the traveler, safe.
So as we were looking at the data, we were seeing increased numbers in some of the categories we don't like. And it's because we have controllers, the same controllers usually show up for work, and the same controllers that don't show up. And so we saw controllers working 6 days a week. 10-hour days. That pressure on the controllers were giving us numbers that were not troubling, but were concerning. And so my job is to be preemptive, to take preemptive action based on the data, which is what we've done. We'll share the data later with the airlines, with the Congress. But right now, it's about making the right decisions at the right time to keep people safe.
Mr. Secretary, I just want to...
Now, we know the shutdown is impacting so many aspects of your daily life right now. We do have resources for you. Food distributions, restaurants that are offering free meals, pet shelters that are stepping up to offer free services too. All of that is posted right now on 10tampabaynews.com. Well, Florida Attorney General planning to sue Planned Parenthood this morning, claiming that the organization has misled women about the risks of abortion medication. This lawsuit is seeking up to $350 million in penalties, alleging that the group misrepresented drugs like mifepristone. Planned Parenthood calls the case politically motivated right now and says that it will fight the claims in court.
Oh, right now, Florida Highway Patrol is searching for a driver who hit and seriously injured a man along I-75 in Pasco County. This happened on Thursday morning. Troopers say a 26-year-old Dade City man was walking on the shoulder near mile marker 295 when he stepped out into the roadway and was hit by a truck heading north. They say the driver did not stop. Investigators believe the suspect may have been driving a Ford pickup. The victim was rushed to the hospital with serious injuries. Anyone with information is being urged to call FHP.
Well, heads up for Clearwater Beach this morning. If you're heading out there in just hours, the open air pavilion near Pier 60 is going to be demolished. Crews fenced it off, the whole area, earlier this week. Last year's back-to-back hurricanes pummeled that area. The project is expected to take 3 weeks to finish. Construction will not impact access to the beach for you.
Well, getting people up and moving.
Well, the nationwide movement started by doctors to boost health and friendship outside of the office.
One thing I noticed is that when Chuck joined me, he challenged me.
You're going to be late.
Not as late as you. It's a natural thing between brothers, pushing each other.
Hey, it's one-upmanship. It's good for us and it's good for our clients.
It doesn't get more fairer than that.
Before hurricane season hits, it's time to prep your home. Familiarize yourself with where your water shutoff valve is located. If backflow prevention devices are installed, get them tested annually.
Those are some great tips, and Cool Today is here to help you weather the storm. For over 60 years, we've been here to help Floridians with their cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. We can help you prepare, protect, and repair your home. Call 888-40-TODAY.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
Welcome back. New research suggests walking just 7,000 steps a day can help ward off disease from cancer to dementia. A group of doctors is trying to help patients reach that goal, launching regular walks outside the office. Natalie Brand tagged along.
Well, thank you for coming.
What started with baby steps has taken off into an international movement of doctors setting the pace and leading by example.
Every little bit counts.
Dr. Michelle Justice Taylor Tyree, an OBGYN by day, introduced us to her Walk with a Doc group in Leesburg, Virginia.
Good morning, thanks for coming.
Which meets monthly for exercise and camaraderie.
I typically do this post-call, so I'm on call Friday night, so I just get out and kind of walk off the night a little bit.
Chapters like this one now span more than 600 communities around the world after Walk with a Doc launched 20 years ago, founded by Dr. David Sabger.
Something clicked that was really magical.
The cardiologist in Ohio stumbled upon the concept while trying to motivate his patients to move more.
You were getting frustrated.
So frustrated. At one point I, proverbially snapped and said, how about if my family and I were at the park? Would you join us on Saturday morning? And that started this incredible ride.
He's on a mission to expand even further, promoting walking as some of the best medicine.
It not only reduces heart attacks and stroke, but also reduces cancer, Alzheimer's. There's over 40 other diseases.
I was introduced to walking for diabetes 30 years ago.
Joan Bickelhaupt is a newcomer to the Leesburg group.
For you, it sounds like it's the steps and the social connection.
It is, because it's very difficult for me to say, go on a walk, honey.
I really feel like I'm really embedding myself much more in the community with this walk.
Dr. Smina Khan and Jen Odatola are regulars.
I think for me, I'm just trying to practice what I preach because I'm on my patients every day. Walk more, exercise.
And spreading the word about a simple prescription for better health. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Leesburg, Virginia.
All right, lots of changes in the weather department. We're going to start with our weather impact alert for Sunday. The weekend is upon us. We've made it to Friday. And honestly, the weekend forecast doesn't look terrible, but we do need to let you know about storms incoming because we will have the potential for maybe even an isolated strong storm. Now looking like Sunday evening between 6 to 11 for rain and storms. So you want to have that 10 Tampa Bay Plus app with you if you don't already have it. It will keep you connected to the weather, let you know when storms are starting to roll in, because for some of you, it could impact some of those Sunday errands that you're running, or as you're kind of winding down for the day, getting ready for the next work and school week. And next work and school week is going to feel a whole lot different. We'll have cold Canadian Arctic air take over the eastern half of the country, including us here in the Tampa area, bringing us near record cold on Tuesday, which is our next weather impact alert. Here at home, though, for your Friday, nice and dry, seeing more sunshine out there as well. Look how beautiful it looks over Clearwater Beach. Much different picture. Oh, look, someone's out on the water as well. Beautiful morning to be out on the boat. 64 degrees. Nice start to the day. And thankfully, after a really cloudy day yesterday, we are going to see more sunshine as a whole today. That's the good news. Yesterday, it's just tough to get motivated when the clouds stick around like that, right? 69 in Tampa, 64 in Clearwater again, 67 in Port Manatee, 67 in Sarasota, 65 in Frostproof, 64 in Lakeland, 60 in Brooksville, 59 in Homosassa. So if you live along the Nature Coast, a light layer, probably not a bad idea, but for everyone else, you're good to go stepping out the door. High temperatures today a little warmer because of the sunshine, low to mid 80s. A few of you topping out near 85, places like Lakeland, Bartow, Land O'Lakes, 84 for a high in Tampa later today. Lots of concerts in town tonight. We have Ed Sheeran at Ray J. We have Lainey Wilson over at Benchmark International. Fun times. Temperatures will drop into the 70s around 6 and gradually drop into the low 70s by the time everything's wrapping up. Mostly dry too, so you won't have to worry about any rain impacting those outfits that I know you've had planned for a while for all of those. So good night, whether you're headed to the concerts or any of your Friday night plans. The weather will cooperate. Going into the weekend, a few showers will be possible in the early afternoon. This model is mostly dry, but we'll have an onshore wind that's going to pull in more moisture. It's going to be humid this weekend, but a few isolated storms will be possible along the coast early afternoon. So if you have any beach plans tomorrow, keep your eyes to the skies. And then a few spotty storms will move inland between about 3 and 5 p.m. That rain coverage, though, at about 30%. So don't cancel any of your plans. But again, if you're headed to the beach, a few sea breeze storms will be possible. And then Sunday will be dry most of the day, which is good news. If you're headed to the Bucks game, looking mostly dry through the early afternoon. But here comes that front. Storms out ahead of it as early as 5 o'clock along the Nature Coast. At this point, we're going to have enough humidity, so enough moisture and enough heat for maybe a strong storm. No organized severe threat, but wind gusts 40 to 50 possible in some of these storms north of town. Front moves in, bringing rain and storms to the Bay Area around 7, 8 o'clock, and then storm sinks south of I-4 around 10, 11 p.m. Then the cold air ushers in. 2 o'clock in the morning is going to be our warmest part of the day on Monday. Temperatures cool through the day. We'll hold in the 60s most of the day Monday, so you will need the layers Monday going back to work and school. And then, of course, the coldest air Tuesday morning, 40s for Tampa, 30s north, feeling even colder. It's going to feel more like freezing Tuesday for all those Veterans Day events. Marine forecast, you want to get out on the water today, light chop on the bay, seas at about a foot. 7-day forecast shows warm weather, mostly dry outside of a few isolated storms the next couple of days before storms roll in Sunday night. Ahead of the big time cool down early next week. Highs only in the low 60s after the cold morning Tuesday, and then we'll warm back into the mid 70s by late week.
All right, thank you, Courtney. Getting closer to the 8 a.m. hour here. We're still following that wreck. It was on I-75 northbound near Sun City Center. This was the northbound lanes there involving that pickup truck that overturned that had 2 lanes blocked. You could see 2 lanes are getting by now. They've blocked off that left lane because they moved that truck over to the shoulder there. It was quickly cleaned up. Traffic starting to pick up speed again. Alternate routes, if you still do not want to wait, will be the College Avenue exit going toward US 301, or you can use US 41 as well. Other wrecks we're following up on the southbound lanes at the Suncoast Parkway. This is in the ditch. Emergency vehicles are in the outer lane blocking it. Another one is on I-4 near McIntosh Road. Our cameras are not showing anything right now involving this, so you should be fine heading toward downtown Tampa and I-275. The bridge time still looking good on all 3 of the major bridges. Skyway and the Bayside bridges also looking good.
This autumn, give your home the upgrade it deserves. Save up to 20% during California Closet's Autumn Upgrade event, making it easier than ever to transform your space with our select finishes. Whether it's a walk-in closet, home office, pantry, or garage, our designs are about more than organization. They're about creating space for what belongs. We call it practical magic, expert design that feels effortless. Visit one of our 3 Tampa Bay showrooms or schedule your complimentary consultation today at CaliforniaClosetsTampaBay.com.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
I was driving when a Ford pickup truck barreled into me from behind, sending me to the hospital.
I knew my husband was going to need an excellent attorney, so I called Dan Newland.
I'm so glad my wife called Dan. Dan really fought for me. He won my case and got me $650,000.
If you've been involved in a car accident, allow me to fight for you. Call me now at 813-888-8000.
Thanks, Dan, for winning my husband's case.
All right, welcome back. If you're starting to feel more depressed now that the sun is setting sooner, you're not alone. Many people have a hard time adjusting to the lack of sunlight. And in some cases, a person may be diagnosed with seasonal affective disorder. However, most people tend to experience something milder, known as the winter blues. Symptoms can include lack of energy, oversleeping, and weight gain. The Cleveland Clinic says there are some things you can do to combat the blues, including sticking to a routine and getting as much sunlight as possible.
Open up the blinds, sit near a sunny window, get outside if you can. If you cannot, one of the most clinically proven techniques for regulating your mood is a light lamp. Sit next to it for 20 minutes in the morning. This is going to help to stimulate your vitamin D level and also help to reset your circadian rhythms.
And if your symptoms don't improve with time or begin to worsen, it's important to consult with a mental health professional.
Streaming live on 10 Tampa Bay Plus. This is 10 Tampa Bay News This Morning.
And good Friday morning. I'm Jamison Euler. An update for you this morning. The Tampa Bay Ferry is one step closer to returning permanently. City councils in Tampa and St. Pete voted on Thursday to move forward, with both cities pledging up to $350,000 a year to fund operations. Startup costs will include $44,000 from Tampa. The ferry will be managed by PSTA, aiming for year-round service. The mayor of St. Pete Beach says the city may soon charge visitors $1 to enter. The mayor says it's an idea to fund urgent repairs to decades-old sewer and stormwater systems, but local business owners are warning that tourists might skip the area if a toll is implemented. Let's go ahead and get a first check of that forecast this morning with meteorologist Courtney Jacobazzi.
And it's a mild start to the day. More sunshine out there as well. We'll see partly cloudy skies through most of the day, which will allow temperatures to warm into the low to mid 80s today. So it will be a warmer afternoon. Low end chance for maybe an isolated shower this afternoon and evening, but don't go canceling any of your Friday plans. Overall, the night looks good with temperatures dropping into the 70s after sunset. Going into the weekend, a few changes. It's definitely going to be more muggy. We'll have the chance for a few isolated sea breeze storms early in the afternoon. So if you had any beach plans, just a heads up. And then storms will move inland. Very low end coverage of rain between about 3 and 5 p.m. Sunday's our weather impact alert. A front's going to bring rain and storms as early as 5 o'clock to the Nature Coast, places like Citrus, Hernando County. An isolated storm could be on the strong side. Then those storms move into the Bay Area after sunset and push south of I-4 around 10, 11 o'clock. 7-day forecast shows the cool down after that, waking up in the upper 30s to low 40s Tuesday with highs only in the low 60s, back in the 70s Wednesday.